Hi guys, welcome back to Abundant Possibilities. I'm Sarah James, and today I'm going to be reading day 22 from the Book of Knowing and Worth. And we're gonna see what the guys have to share with us today. Yesterday they had some good information. This whole book has just been a ton of great information to help humanity with their ascension. The 21st is coming up, December 21st, which is a huge time, a huge shift. It's Saturn and Jupiter in conjunction, and it's in the sign of Aquarius. So that's a big shift coming up, and we're moving into the new Earth that everybody's been talking about, that you may have heard about. So I'm going to be reading from the Book of Knowing and Worth, and it's day 22. If you haven't checked the other videos, the guys have a ton of information to share about this whole awakening process, the whole ascension. So check those out. This is day 22 out of day 25. So we're almost done with this book, and I'm going to be moving on to the next one. But I've been called to share this information with you. These are books that have just really impacted my life. I've done the practices in the book. This isn't the first time I'm reading it. I've kind of underlined different pages and different sections and affirmations. So if there's some fun affirmations in here and decrees, I'll put those down in the description below. And yeah, we'll see what the guides have to share with us. If you resonate with anything, leave a comment below. This is Abundant Possibilities, and I'm just here to share the word. So yeah, welcome to the channel. And I'm gonna read now. Sorry, I don't have my microphone. I'm visiting. I'm doing a little staycation, self-love staycation getaway. So I don't have all the stuff that I would normally have, which is a microphone. So I'll just try to talk louder and read louder so you can hear what I'm saying. And yeah, we'll go from there. Day 22. Hear yourselves when you ask yourselves questions. Hear what you inquire of others. Sorry. Day 22. I'll start over. Hear yourselves when you ask yourselves questions. Hear what you inquire of yourselves. What do I want today? What am I needing now? What do I long for? What can I claim? How do I know myself through my interactions, through what I project and call to me? Become aware of how you ask, when you ask, and what you see. Because what you see before you is what you have claimed, what you have declared as your own. When you marry yourself in a real way, I know who I am, I know what I am, I know how I serve. You're claiming your divinity as you, and the call to yourself will always be the call to love. Now ask yourself what it means to be in the call to love. It means that the soul that you know, the identity you hold, is seeking recognition in love through all that she sees before her, through all that he knows and would claim into being. We continue our chapter on truth and knowing, and we only ask that the channel step back today because we may wish to teach him as we teach our students, and his interruptions, we say, will be called into question by us. If you haven't joined me before, these books are channeled by the glorious Paul Selig. It's channeled text by Paul Selig. He's the channeler for this. If you haven't checked him out, go look up Paul Selig on YouTube. You can see some of his channeling there. You can see interviews that he's done. And the guides have channeled all these messages, and it's been, I think, 7 or 8 books now. So when they say Paul or he, that's who they're talking about, is the channeler for this text. As you know yourself in your claim of identity, you carry your credentials, these things that you believe you know as yourselves. As you introduce yourselves to your fellows, I am the doctor, I am the magistrate, I am the king of the kingdom. Whatever you would claim for yourself, you are not doing for the convenience of others as much as you would expect. In fact, what you are doing is reclaiming identity in lower vibration. Now, if you are a policeman and somebody calls police, you know to attend to them, and there is nothing wrong at all with knowing what your career is and how you identify yourself through your work. But the disruption comes at a level of knowing. Can the one who knows himself as the doctor know himself as the Christ? Can the woman who knows herself as a physicist know herself as the Christ? Can the young man who knows himself through his studies know himself in this way? Of course they can, but they must realize that the larger aspect of you, the divine self that is you, is larger and must claim those aspects of you that you believe are made in form and hold their credentials high. As you stand in your worth, I know who I am, what I am, how I serve. The kingdom is yours. But the kingdom is exclusive in some ways, and this is what we must teach you now. When you decide that the identity that you have held is larger than the kingdom, or must be brought to the kingdom and stay as it has known itself, you lie to yourselves. You cannot bring the bomb to the kingdom and sit on it and say, "Here is the bomb." It will continue to be the bomb. You cannot call the fears into the kingdom and say, "Here are my fears. I am protecting my fears." What you bring to the altar of your knowing, what you bring to the manifestation of the Christ as you, what you call into being in the kingdom must be in alignment with love. And if it is not in alignment with love, it has no place in this new reality, this new expression you have moved into accord with. Now, we are not telling you that you cannot enter. You have entered, in fact. It is here already. But the lower names, even the names you would approve of and show off at a party, are simply aspects of ways in which you have known yourself and realized yourself in your new inheritance. Your true inheritance, we say, the divine self as you, wishes to recreate and realign and re-support each aspect of you in its alignment to higher vibration. The significance of this is imperative for you to understand, because some of you will run, "Show me the door," when you understand what we are truly saying. You cannot pretend to be what you are not anymore. You cannot deceive yourselves anymore. "I am the one who did this" is not who you are. "I am the one who claims this" is more true. But "I am what I say I am in my knowing, in my expression, as I claim my worth," is the statement of truth you adhere to. Those aspects of you that would seek approval, that would seek to self-identify you through frames that you have inherited, or would claim to feel good about yourselves, are no longer required. The true identity, the divine self as you, as it realigns you, will do something to you that you would not be able to comprehend until you are in the process of it. It will relegate your history to a space that is no longer required for you to identify yourself through. And it will call to your future to you in a way that you will know. What this truly means is that you are no longer who you say you were. "I am so-and-so who lives at such and such a place" is a way of knowing the self, but it is not who you are. "I am the woman who gave birth to 3 children and had a husband and has a job" is what you have done. It is a way of knowing yourself, but it is not who you are. As the magnificence of who you are comes into purview to be recognized by you, you will begin to question things. Why do I want what I want? Why do I claim this or that? And you will realize very quickly that who you have become no longer requires what she has known, no longer deceives herself as the one who must feel a certain way in a certain situation, no longer requires others to meet her through an identity that you have outgrown. The benefit of this, we say, is true liberation. And the challenge of it, we say, is navigating the landscape in a new way when you are no longer tied to expectations that you have claimed as yourself and for yourself historically. When a woman begins to change, when a man begins to change, those aspects of the self that are no longer operating well will be witnessed by you. And there is no way around this. You will see the reflections you have created before you, and you will ask yourself the questions. Why do I need this to know myself? What is the benefit of this encounter? And may I move to a level of vibration where I'm no longer in accord with those aspects of myself that were created in fear? When you say yes to yourself at this level, I am allowed to align to my own identity in my own worth, and you call it to you, you may thank the old creations for what they have taught you, and you may go forward and say yes to what you will call to you next. Now, Paul is interrupting. What about the discomfort of others? What do you say to the mother who says to her children, I am no longer who I thought I was? Well, she may say that if she likes, and in fact, her children are still her responsibility, if she is the caregiver to her children. But the realization of the self at this level of love and demonstration of divinity only gives love, so it does not terrify. Any one of you who would use our teaching to run for the hills or shrink her responsibility is in self-deception. Now we tell you again and again that you have choice. You have the right to leave a job. You have a right to leave a home. You have a right to do whatever you want. However, you are still responsible for the ramifications of your choices, and you do this with intention. As I know myself as the one claiming her worth, I know myself as the one in accord with all of her creations. As I know myself in accord with my creations, I give myself permission to align myself to the highest creations I may call to me. I understand that what I have been accountable to, I will need to know in order to move forward in responsible ways. What we are telling you here is that if you run for the hills as a way of abnegating responsibility that you have incurred, you are calling to you the same responsibility in the next situation you call to you. Until you learn a lesson in your worth, you will seek that lesson again, and somebody who does not wish to claim authority over her own creations is clearly not operating in her worth. Now, Paul is interrupting. But what if somebody is in danger? Isn't running for the hills a good thing? That is self-preservation. That is not shrinking a responsibility that was incurred. That is claiming your freedom, and your true self will know the difference any day of the week. Now, what you have claimed up until now was born in truth and self-deceit. And this is what we mean by this. Everything that you have made and called into form and claimed as your own was claimed by you at a level of responsibility that you may know was born at a time when your consciousness was operating in a certain way. So if you were deceived about true identity and you claimed things in that identity you were claiming in your truth, they were in accord with you then, but they are not in your truth anymore because you have realigned. Those aspects of you that are no longer in congruence with you will be faced if they were required to be faced, or they will be left behind. If you go from a cold climate where you wear a heavy coat and you walk toward the sun, you will find yourself unconsciously shedding layers of clothing as you walk toward the heat. You barely think twice, and in many ways, as you demonstrate at the level of consciousness we teach you, you are doing the same thing. Some of this, we will say, is very easy. It happens of its own accord. What challenges you, we say, are those aspects of you that you would like to hold. I am the one who did this. I must be known for what I did. I am the one with the degree. I must be honored for my degree. I am the one who will tell you who you are because I know better than you. These are the aspects of you that you will need to confront and reclaim in a higher vibration. The destiny of each of you now is a process of integration of the claims that you have made in text we are giving you. This is this is a hard word for me to say. A chemical. Alchemy. A chemical. Yeah. I'm going to say a chemical. This is a chemical in some ways. It is not done through conscious intention. The process of adjusting to a new climate is one that the body does. You do not have to think twice about breathing the air at a higher altitude. You acclimate. And as you are acclimating to our teachings, there are several things that you will need to know. You don't want to do it when it is not convenient to you. And you must understand this. Those of you who are looking for a convenient teaching, I will be word when I feel like it. I will claim my authority when it's convenient, when I feel like it, will be disappointed with your progress. Those of you who reclaim yourselves as the one who knows who she is, who he is, and does this with an intention to recreate yourself, to reacclimate yourself to higher frequency, are engaging in the process that you may realize with less effort. Now we will tell you what the next thing is. Fear, 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 fear. That is the next thing. As I operate as my worth, I am going to encounter those aspects of myself that I know are not in their worth. I have shielded myself from these things for so long. I do not want to have to attend to them. I don't want to look at my history. I don't want to know what I have known. We will tell you this. The fear that you are seeing outpictured in your life is a direct result of what you have chosen, agreed to, and been aligned with through paradigms of control. The witnessing of yourself in your divine worth reclaims you outside of paradigms of control. Fear will seek to stop you, yes. It will whisper in your ear, do not go forward. Do not witness the one before you in worth. Do not decide you are free. And if you adhere to those names, I am afraid, I am not the one in choice, I will not see, you will reclaim them again and again. Now, as you claim it, I know who I am in my freedom. I see the ones before me in their worth. I know what I may do to change my name from a limited way of expressing myself to a way that is truthful. You know yourself and you are free. The inhibitions you have held to your own freedom will be released by you, and you will stand in your worth. The names that you would claim, I am this, I am that, I am not worthy, will release as well, because you will have moved beyond the name-calling game. You will have realigned your vibration to a level of frequency where they can no longer attend to you. The last thing we would tell you that would stand in your way is your own choice. Your own choice to release yourself from who and what you have known yourself as. If you are not willing to do this, if you are not willing to say, I am here as I am, as I may be reclaimed in my worth, you will stay where you are as long as you wish. However, know this, please. The work that we have done with you thus far in attendance to your worth is something that is being processed by you. And just because you have this experience of yourself today does not mean it will be true tomorrow. If today you don't want to go out and bask in the sun, you may well tomorrow. In the ways we speak of, the sun is always shining. However, it may not always be perceived. As you choose your lives in your merit, as you choose your lives in your worth, you will always know where you stand by what you see before you. When there is something that is no longer operating in high frequency, you will be met with it as an opportunity to reclaim your identity in a higher way. The challenges that you call to you, we will say, will always be in accord with your needs. When you come into a lifetime, there are certain things you decide. I will know myself in this way or that. I will have this experience or that. Not all is predestined, but if you can imagine that there are things you have chosen to encounter, to propel you forward, to serve as your teachers, you will not be quite so frightened in the face of great change. You will not be quite so weary when you are encountered by something that you believe you did not choose. Now, the mission you each have, the readers of our text, the students of our work, is simply to be who and what you are in the highest vibration you are able to align to. The being of this, we say, is what creates the trajectory and the path that you walk on. The being of this, we say, is the intention to sing the song we have chosen to share with you. The being of this, we say, is what rings the bell to call your fellows forward. You do not need a tract, a pamphlet to hand to your brother. You do not need a saying to give to your sister. You simply need to be who you are. And the reacclimation of your identity to your true worth will be there for you as you experience yourself in your lives, as you know yourselves in your interactions, and as you claim your worth. The freedom you each seek, the freedom of prosperity, the freedom of choice, The freedom of love is in fact all here, but has not been claimed. The trees are filled with low-hanging fruit, but you do not reach to take them. Do you understand? We are lifting you just high enough so that you may reach for yourselves and show you how to lift yourselves to the greatest heights that you may know. Now, Paul is getting in the way. I thought you were going to talk about me. Are you going to talk about me? For a moment, yes. The channel has an issue of his own worthiness to serve in this fashion, and in fact, that is the key to his teaching. He would be insufferable, we think, if he thought he was chosen for some great purpose. In fact, he was not. He is in his expression as we teach through him, in many ways, because we are who you all become. We are who you all evolve to. So the expression you see before you is, in fact, your inheritance. The beauty of this, we say, is that the channel may be the student, and the student may be learning as he is cherished by us. Now you, in many ways, those of you who engage with our words, are in the same position he is. We honor this. You all know you are here for a reason. You all believe you are chosen in some way, but chosen for what? Chosen for what, you ask? We will tell you what you were chosen for. To be the vehicle of the expression of the divine in the way that is true to you. How you serve is how you express. How you express is how you be, in accord with your fellows and all that you see before you. The divinity that you hold cannot be tampered with. It is sacred. It is aligned to you and expressing as and through you as you realize this. If you believe yourself to be different as a result of this teaching or separate from anybody or from somebody else, you have deceived yourself. This again is a responsibility of the student to the teaching. When you believe yourself to be special, you recreate separation and you attend to your lives as the one in separation. When you believe yourself to be enjoined in congruence with the world before you in the highest vibration available to you, you are in accord with all that is at the level of consciousness that you have attained thus far. This enlightenment we are promised. Let me start this again. Is this enlightenment we are promising you? No. That is not what we are teaching you. Enlightenment involves an awareness that you have not attained yet, and the difficulty with it is you all desire it. The awareness of being, we say, in higher consciousness will bring you there. But if you seek the destination at the cost of the process of becoming it, you miss the entire point. My necklace that I have on, it's one of my favorite necklaces. It says, "The journey is the reward." The journey is the reward. Everybody has their journey. I know I've wanted to kind of skip to the end and just kind of get to my higher self, my awakening, but the journey is the reward. It really is. And it may not seem like it in the moment that you stand in, but if you can see the blessing and see the lesson behind it, I swear it will come to you at some point, just what the blessing is. What's the blessing that I'm receiving from this experience, from this journey? The journey is the reward. So I'm going to start right there. Enlightenment involves an awareness that you have not attained yet, and the difficulty with it is you all desire it. The awareness of being, we say, in higher consciousness will bring you there. But if you seek the destination at the cost of the process of becoming it, you miss the entire point. You are all here to learn. And as you know yourself as involved in this process, you align to your Christed self. And in this alignment, you engage in the kingdom, and realization, we say, is the benefit of it. Enlightenment, we will tell you, will come when you claim your knowing beyond the structure of the body that is tethered to this plane. Now, Paul is confused by this teaching. Does that mean we will not be enlightened? As long as you are seeking it, know. When you are being it, it is done. And the being of it is the teaching you have been attending to in all of our classes and all of our teachings, as we say. You are who you say you are. And the being of who you are is the reclamation of the true self in Christ consciousness. As you be this, you witness. As you witness, you attend to those things that would continue to realign you to higher knowing. So yes, that is enlightenment in your being. But do not strive. In the striving to something, you forget to be. Now we will stop in a moment, and we would like to continue this chapter when we resume. And we will only say these words in parting. There is no one attending to this text who is not in response to it. If you wish right now, close your eyes and feel the vibration of the words on the page. Let yourself be received by us wherever you are. Let yourself be attended to by us wherever you are, so you may know yourself as we know you. We are here, we are here, we are here. Thank you each, and good night. Stop now, please. Guides are all around. I mean, when you call them in, when you welcome guides in, and you start communicating with them, you start seeing signs in so many places, and messages, and guides just kind of keep appearing, and I welcome them. I welcome the guides. This is a crazy journey sometimes, and a little help goes a long way. Like, we're all in this together. But sometimes it just seems like, you know, I've been there where it just seems like you're all alone on your journey. You're the only one that knows what you're feeling, because you're just so stuck in your head. And yeah, I've been in that place before, and I'm in many ways, I'm sure I still am, but it's definitely helped to have the guides to guide me along the way, to share some light, and the guides that I found on YouTube that do the same thing, and all the light workers out there that are just sharing the same message of love and hope, and this new plane that we're moving into. So thank you, guides. Thank you for those beautiful messages. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be doing day 23. We'll see what those messages are. But right now, just know that wherever you are, I love you. I know who you are. I know what you are. I know how you serve. You are here. You are here. You are here. And I'm so grateful for that. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for clicking on that little button just to hear me read. And if it resonated with you, then leave a message. We're all in this together, so let's share our journeys together. And I'm so looking forward to moving on to the next book too. But we're about 3 chapters out from the end of the book of Knowing and Worth. And if you haven't gotten this book, then stop by, pick it up on Amazon, or order it, and check out Paul Selig. He's got a ton of great channeled messages out there. So these are just a handful of them that they're sharing with us. And like I said, this is for all of our benefit. This is for our ascension. We're moving into this new earth, and humans need a hand. it's a low density kind of plane that we can be on in this earth. But just look around you, look at anything that just brings you joy, and feel the gratitude and love in your heart, and just know that I'm here and I care for you. And yeah, thank you for stopping by. I'll see you guys later. Bye.